This is Talk the Home of Common Sense. 11:53 is the time. I'm going to come back to Matthew Larser after the 12 hour. We're going to go to PMQs as well. It's the last PMQs before the summer recess because, you know, MPs basically get school summer holidays, unlike the rest of us. I managed to take a few myself, but even I don't get MP's holidays, good Lord. But I promise I will come back to you, Matthew Larser. But let's go to our next guest and talk about just the latest asylum seeker story that just blows everyone's minds. Chris Phillips joins us. He's a former Metropolitan Police Detective Chief Inspector. He's also the former head of the National Counter-Terrorism Security Office. Very, very good morning to you, Chris.
Hello, Julia.
Thank you. Oh, you're very chirpy and happy today. Thank you. Oh, goodness me. Thank you.
Shining outside,
yeah, well, is it? Oh, of course, no, outside my window, it's not. This is just the latest story. I mean, it just does blow, I think, a lot of people's minds. Now, OK, someone has been charged. They've not been convicted, and we have to bear that in mind. But there's reports of an Ethiopian asylum seeker in Essex. He has been charged with 3 sexual assaults that are alleged to have taken place in the space of just 2 days. But within a week of arriving in the UK on one of the Channel dinghies. Now, there have been angry protests at the migrant hotel where the local asylum seekers are being housed by local people who are unhappy about the allegations. But someone being accused of committing 3 sexual assaults in just 2 days, within days of arriving here. I mean, this is in Colchester. I mean, it does kind of blow your mind that the people who may or may not be arriving on our shores.
Yeah, and this is one more of those cases. There have been many, and there will be many in the future. The simple fact is these people are unregulated. We don't know who they are. Most times they're throwing their identification away anyway. We don't know what they've got up to in their own country. Of course, it's very difficult. It seems far too difficult to deal with them when they're in the UK. They you know, this is not someone that we want in the UK, and he needs to go back. Yeah,
again, we have to be careful. I'm not using his name. We have to be careful. Of he appeared at Colchester Magistrates Court. I was saying it's actually this all happened alleged in Epping, and he was in the Bell Hotel in Epping, where 100 asylum seekers are being housed by the Home Office. There was a demonstration. There was a counter demonstration from the Refugees Welcome people. It all went off. Everyone, you know, is always accusing any local person upset about, you know, whether or not it was this man or not, but a girl being sexually assaulted, a couple of girls being sexually assaulted, that you know, and that they must be far right and bigots if they're saying maybe it's not a good idea for a load of people from another country where they don't have the same views towards women and girls as we do here, being in this country, having arrived illegally. I mean, you know, that's not the most outrageous view, is it?
No, it's not, and it's a view shared right across Europe, actually. And we've seen in Spain, in Belfast, or Northern Ireland, anyway. You know, this leading to really serious problems. We're in the middle of the summer heat wave. You know, riots happen in these times of year, and these things can spark something off, as we saw in Southport. So I think the government will be watching this very closely. The government by now should be aware that the country is cheesed off with this.
Do you think?
And yeah, I mean, it's quite incredible that over the last 15 years, they've not been able to. A number of governments have not been able to deal with this problem.
Well, again, it just keeps on going, doesn't it? And that's the issue, failure to deal with this. But again, a failure to deal with crime generally, regardless of who it is. But again, we've got enough of our own wrong uns. We don't need to bring in any others. But an amazing stat, and you were a Met Police Detective Chief Inspector, latest stat showing that only 4 out of 10 crimes that are committed in London are actually ever reported by the victims. Basically, unless you've got insurance, like you're claiming, I had my handbag stolen in June last year, you've got insurance, so it's worth making a complaint. People go, well, there's no point. The police aren't going to do anything. They won't go after people who've stolen phones or bikes or even cars a lot of the time. We know they don't check CCTV. Even if they do make any cursory checks, no one's ever arrested. Even if they are arrested, they're very rarely charged. And even if they are charged, they don't go to court for 2 or 3 years, and they'll probably get a slap on the wrist anyway. And that is not just a perception. That is the reality now. I'm amazed that it's as many as 4 in 10 that are actually reported. What do you make of that?
Well, I don't think it is 4 in 10. I think it's a lot less than that.
Really?
The trouble is, we've never had full reporting, and we really don't want full reporting. If every shop reported every shoplifting, the numbers would just go through the roof. But the key thing is this: the criminal justice system is shot. It's been underinvested. We have an ineffectual police service now. Unfortunately, they try their best with the resources they've got.
Do they?
But
do they?
They do. Julia.
I'm not entirely sure they do.
Well,
in my dealings with the police, I'm not entirely sure they do. I'm pretty sure the only reason why my bag thief was, well, he was supposed to be in court, sorry, alleged bag thief, supposed to be in court last Thursday, but didn't actually bother turning up. So, and nothing will happen, I'm sure, for many months indeed. Second time the court date's been moved now. And it's just like, you know, a year on. The only reason they investigated was because I provided all the CCTV, provided everything, and made it very clear I was one of those people who wouldn't take no for an answer. I don't think most other people who had their bags stolen that day have had the same service.
Yeah, and I do agree with you. Don't get me wrong. I think the difficulty is with the sheer amount of crime, the sheer amount of things that they're being asked to do.
They can't do it at all.
They've got. They just can't do it.
Yeah, but you know what is an idea? Maybe if you arrested and put behind bars the people committing a lot of the crimes, there wouldn't be so many crimes to investigate. Mind-blowing. Phillips, thank you for joining us. Short but sweet. Sorry about that.